Paul, what a combination. Colorado, Christmas, skating, what more could you want?
Barb, the World Arena here at the Broadmoor in Colorado Springs has such great skating history. They've had 5 World Championships here and 2 Junior Worlds, and it seems a bit of a shame that this is going to be the last major event before they close the doors in this great old building in March.
But you know what? There's still a lot of great skating to come. James, to the Broadmoor.
Dashing through the snow in a 3-horse open sleigh, o'er the field we go, laughing all the way.
The 17th World Junior Figure Skating Championships from Colorado Springs, Colorado.
Merry Christmas and good afternoon from the Broadmoor World Arena. As you've already seen, we have a magnificent setting here in Colorado Springs, and when you enter this old rink, you get a tremendous sense of skating history. Behind me, the pennants honor the great champions who have trained here. Olympic gold medalists like Peggy Fleming, Hayes Allen Jenkins, and David Jenkins. Sadly, as Paul mentioned, the old rink is coming down early in the new year, but one last time it opens its doors to welcome the world's best junior skaters, hoping to make their first mark on the international skating scene. And once again this year, it's my pleasure to be working with the 1978 Junior World Pairs Champions, Barbara Underhill and Paul Martini.
Thanks, Chris. You know, Paul and I have spent quite a bit of time on this rink, and I can tell you that there will be a few factors here for the skaters to deal with. Not only is there a lot less oxygen up here at 6,200 feet above sea level, but there's also a lot less ice. This rink is approximately 15 feet shorter and narrower than most skaters are used to. And I can tell you from experience, when you're flying through the air in a throat triple salchow and those boards are coming at you quicker than normal, it can be very unnerving and also very painful.
Well, Barb, you've talked about the surface, but let's talk about the skaters, because it's the skaters that make the event. And what an event this has become. The 1994 Junior World Championships are the biggest event in the history of our sport. There were over 150 skaters skating here, representing over 35 countries. And as a result, the days of taking this event to a small town in the French Alps, like we went to in 1978, are over.
You know, Canada has always been known to send a very strong team to the Junior Worlds, and this year is no exception. We have very strong contenders in the men's event, the pairs event, and also the dance event.
As excited as we are about CBC's coverage of the upcoming skating season, there's one more member of our commentary team who keeps us on the straight and narrow as to what the judges are looking for, our ISU judge, Jean-Sebastien.
Hello, everyone, and Merry Christmas. As I stand here surrounded by poinsettias, I must confess I'm delighted to be back again with the CBC team at the start of a new and exciting season for figure skating. I want you to know Santa and I have been very busy here at the Broadmoor. We've been preparing a package of goodies for you on the continuing intrigues of judging in our sport. We hope you find the information useful. Chris?
Thank you, Jean. We'll begin with the women's technical program, and here are the 8 required elements the judges will assess. The jump combination can be a triple-double or a double-double.
Representing Austria, a warm welcome now for Julia Lautowa.
Well, this young lady represents what the World Junior Championships are all about. 12-year-old Julia Lautowa of Austria won't be a medal contender here, but she will be in the next few years. We thought you'd enjoy her international debut.
We've been watching Julia here in practice, and boy, does she have a lot of spunk.
A triple-toe, double-toe combination, which from a 12-year-old is quite extraordinary.
find yourself smiling as you're watching.
The thing I just love about her is the fact that, yes, she's been given the choreography, but that's one thing. To feel it and express it as well as she is just amazing.
Well, Julie isn't here to win any medals, but I have to say that she is definitely one of my major highlights of the week here.
With that look of lookout world, Julia Lautowa, born in Moscow, now lives in Vienna, skating for Austria. Has only been on skates for the last 6 years, and I expect we'll get to know her a lot better in the years to come. Back with the junior women's medal contenders from beautiful Colorado Springs after this.
Representing Canada, please welcome.
Here's Canada's entry in the junior women's division at the '94 World Junior Championships. Jennifer Robinson from Windsor. She trains at the Mariposa Club under Doug and Michelle Lee. Celebrated her 17th birthday here and was 7th in her pool in qualifying.
Well, I think at the beginning of the week we were all a little bit concerned that she would make it into the final simply because technically she's not as strong as many of the other skaters. She has 2 triples in her repertoire, whereas many of the others are attempting 4 and 5. But what she did in the elimination round was came out, did everything she could possibly do, did it very well, and here she is in the final.
Double axel, which is one of the 8 required elements in the ladies' technical program.
Combination. Triple Salchow, double toe loop, very nice.
That's the second of 3 spins which she will do in the technical program, and what I've liked about the first 2 that I've seen is that they've been centered very well, and it's one of the qualities that the judges are looking for.
I really love the design of the program, the way she came out, she settled in, she did the spiral step sequence first, came around, did a gorgeous double axel, and really settled into the program before she attempted the difficult triple combination.
And you could see she was delighted with it. Jennifer Robinson.
There wasn't one element that gave her any difficulty, and this was her first jump, the double axel. Nice height, nice position. and good flow. She always carried flow very well through her jumps.
Here's the triple Salchow combination. She gets good height into the air, good flow, as you mentioned, Paul, and straight up into the second jump.
4.8.
She said she'd had some trouble sleeping because the long wait for the technical marks, and there are the required elements of 5.0 from Germany, as well as the United States judge.
And her marks for
The
presentation.
9th skater in the competition. At 24 presentation marks come up, and she has 6 first-place ordinals. So Jennifer Robinson, so far, in first place early in the technical program.
And then Barry.
Hi, Mariposa.
Hi, Mariposa.
Hi, Sandra.
Representing Russia, please welcome Irina Slutskaya.
14 years of age from the Trade Union Club in Moscow, Irina Slutskaya, second in Pool B qualifying.
Well, the Russians have always managed to produce quality ice dancers, pair skaters, and men, and the ladies' event is the one event that has eluded them. But this young lady, I think, could be a contender as she matures and develops. It's worth noting that here in the ladies technical program, that is the only opportunity these women have to execute a triple jump. They're not allowed to attempt it anywhere else in this program, as the other jump requirements are a single or double axel and any other double jump. There's her double axel, nice and clean.
Program, the choreography, overall, just a very nice performance for this young skater.
From Russia, 14-year-old Irina Slutskaya.
Here we see the steps preceding her double Lutz jump, and the rule book states that that is what is required. You can't just simply glide into it and execute the double. You must do some steps preceding it.
The judges' marks for Irina Slutskaya.
Slutskaya was 8th last year in Seoul, and looks like she's headed for a higher placement this year.
5.6, 5.4, 5.3.
These marks are in a range from 5.2 up to 5.6 from the finish judge. And now the presentation marks. And look at this, she has 6 first-place ordinals. Second place from Germany and Croatia, third from the United States, but Slutskaya has moved ahead of Tanja Szewczenko into first place. Overlooking the Broadmoor rink, Pikes Peak, the mountain which inspired Catherine Lee Bates to write the lyrics for America the Beautiful over a century ago.
representing the United States, Michelle Kwan.
Well, every year it seems the United States has a new lady sensation. This year's Michelle Kwan, 13 years of age, from Los Angeles, California, the winner of Pool B. And last year at the U.S. National Championships, she was 6th at the senior level as a 12-year-old.
Well, I think Michelle is the United States answer to the retirement of Christy Yamaguchi. She's extremely consistent. I don't think she's missed a jump all week long.
Interesting note to this particular program, it has been choreographed by a Canadian by the name of Laurie Nicolette of Toronto, as Laurie takes some of her students to Lake Arrowhead, where Michelle trains with Frank Carroll.
That was a little tighter than we've seen this week, but she pulled it off.
Nice triple Lutz double toe combination.
It's also the first triple Lutz we've seen landed here today in the technical program.
Nice layback spin. You can hear that blade just going swish, 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 and it's a sign of a well-executed spin. That was junior men's champion Michael Weiss with the flag cheering on a young lady that just might be the junior women's champion in 1994, Michelle Kwan.
Here's the Lutz combination. Gets the toe way back. She's on a little bit of a lean, but she pulls out the second jump, and that's what counts.
Judges marks for Michelle Kwan for required elements.
Let's find out what the judges thought of Michelle.
5.0.
5.0 from the British judge up to 5.6
5.4
from the Croatian judge.
And 5.5.
Frank Carroll to her side. She also works with Irina Rodnina at Lake Arrowhead, and now the presentation marks. Oh, that's interesting. A sixth-place ordinal from the British judge. The rest are first, but for Poland, who has her seated second. But Michelle Kwan of the United States has taken over the lead in this technical program.
In Canada.
Representing Hungary, here is Krisztina Czakó.
Krisztina Czakó broke onto the world scene last year with a 7th place finish at the Junior Worlds, 6th at Europeans, and already this year, 4th at Skate Canada, representing Hungary.
Krisztina has been training since Skate Canada in Lake Arrowhead, where the altitude is almost the same as it is here. Gorgeous triple flip double toe loop.
was her spiral sequence, which is one of the 8 required elements in the technical program, but I didn't think it was one of the stronger ones, as there was some sections there in which she was definitely not in a spiral position, longer than what I think the judges are expecting.
We saw in the men's technical program, I think, maybe 1 or 2 clean performances, but the ladies are certainly making up for that here. We've seen several clean performances. A very good skate for Krisztina. I felt it was maybe a little bit cautious, but every element very strong.
25th 2 years ago at the Junior Worlds, 7th last year, and in pursuit of a medal in her 3rd try at the Junior Worlds.
Here we see her opening combination, the triple flip double toe. And it's important that you get up into the air straight, because when you're straight, your success rate is a lot higher, and she pushes both those jumps up into the air nice and straight.
The judges mark for Krisztina Czakó for required.
Krisztina is coached by her father, Georgi, who was a 1952 Olympian, a 3-time Hungarian champion. There are the required element marks, and a 5.7 from both Finland and the United States. So she is going to be amongst the leaders. Her mother is her choreographer, the presentation marks, and now the first place ordinals, she has 4, but she also has 2 fourth place marks from Germany and Russia. And Krisztina Czakó of Hungary has moved into 2nd place behind Michelle Kwan of the U.S. So the 13-year-old American leads after the junior women's technical program. Irina Slutskaya of Russia is 3rd, and Canada's Jennifer Robinson is in 10th place. A holiday, and with their thoughts on the junior ladies, here are Paul and Barb.
Well, with those excellent technical programs, we saw a good look at the youth movement that's going on in the ladies' competition. Now, it used to be at the junior world level, we saw all new faces every year. However, we're not only seeing these faces at the senior world level as well, but they're coming back to the juniors year after year because they're still under the eligible age of 16. Now, this is not only having a huge effect on the level of competition here at the juniors, but I think these ladies will also make an impact later this year at the Olympics in the World.
Well, Barb, you talked about the depth of the field in the ladies event, but the pairs isn't quite as strong. And going into this pairs free skate final, I think the real competition is going to be for the silver and bronze medal. I say that because the current leaders, the Russians of Sikharulidze and Petrova, are head and shoulders above the rest of this class. Now, all 3 of our Canadian teams struggled in the technical program, but I think a strong performance from Haddad and Fecteau could move them into 2nd place ahead of the Ukrainians. Unison is a key factor in pairs figure skating. And here to give us some insight is our International Skating Union judge, Jean Senft.
In pair skating, the factor of unison is of paramount importance. Unison is something which takes time to perfect, but it is an essential ingredient towards the goal of skating together in synchronization. The top pairs at these Junior World Championships will have a 6th sense about each other and will give the impression of always knowing where each other is. You can tell if the skaters do know each other's whereabouts by watching how they reach for each other. Here, a less experienced pair searching for each other's arms in an effort to stay together. A more experienced pair, when arms are outstretched to meet, have no problem making a simple grasp. Unison is also evident in jumps. The takeoff, height of the jumps, distance covered, and landing should all be matching. Here is an example where unison is lacking. On this one, it is superb. Unison is also apparent in solo spins. While this couple enters the spin together, they don't rotate at the same speed, so they lose synchronization. Their exit, then, is not coordinated. As well, the spins are too far apart. In this example of good unison, the couple begin the spin together, rotate at the same speed, change feet at the same time, and continue to be in synchronization so that their exits match exactly. The spins are also performed close to each other, showing again supreme confidence. Footwork between elements is another area where unison stands out. This picture shows perfectly coordinated timing of the feet, with matching arm, free leg, and body movements. The partners appear to be attached. Unison can be the deciding factor in judging pairs. What's wanted is a couple that gives the impression of being a unit, a single entity, two people performing as one, as opposed to two single skaters trying to skate side by side. Experience and practice achieve perfect unison. When it happens, it's impressive and is marked accordingly.
Thank you, Jean. We'll use that as a guide during the pairs-long program, and we saw varying degrees of unison and experience during the pairs technical program. Last year, Isabelle Coulombe and Bruno Marcotte won bronze for Canada in the World Junior Pairs competition and allowed 3 Canadian entries this year, and in 14th spot after the technical program, here are 15-year-old Jennifer Pregnolato of Pierrefonds and 18-year-old Sebastien Morin of Bay St. Paul. They're both now skating out of Brossard, Quebec.
But this is an important skate for this team because in the technical program they did not have a good skate. They missed 4 of the 8 elements in the technical program, thus putting them in the position they're in now. And a good skate here for them is important just as a matter of confidence.
Side-by-side double axels. I actually saw a smile from Jennifer last night. She just looked scared stiff. You'll notice as you watch this team that everything they do is opposite of what we're used to seeing. They're both opposite jumpers. They jump from right to left. And so every element they do is not what we're used to seeing. So it's a little bit strange sometimes.
Barb, I'm really confused as to why they would even attempt that. They'd already done a really nice set of side-by-side double axles, and then they go ahead and attempt it again in the program. They should have just... That took my breath away. That was one of those lifts that has you sitting here going, will it or won't it? much better performance than we saw from them in the technical program, and I think that will be a big boost of confidence for this team.
Here's the hand-to-hand loop lift that looked like it was going to come down. It looks like his hands are placed a little bit too far apart, and she almost falls through his arms there. Very scary.
The judges march for Jennifer Pregnolato.
Nevertheless, you can sense the relief and satisfaction after that free skate with their coach, Richard Gauthier, and the technical marks much better than what we saw last night.
4.3.
And pretty consistent marks from 4.3 up to 4.5.
4.3 and 4.4.
Jennifer, also a single skater, won her novice sectionals a couple of weeks ago. The artistic impression marks go up a notch. So a much better feeling for Pregnolato and Morin than in last night's technical program.
4.4 and 4.4. Representing Canada, here are Julie Lawrenson.
17-year-old Julie Lawrenson of Barrie, Ontario, and 18-year-old Shane Dennison of Eganville, Ontario, made their international debut in the technical program, and, well, had the welcome mat pulled out from under them. They're hoping to move up from 12th place and attain their goal of a top 10 finish here.
Well, they are certainly getting experience at skating #1 after the warm-up. They had to do that after the technical program. Actually, they were the very first competitors of this competition, and here they are, again, having to shorten their warm-up session as they skate first in this flight. Nicely executed one-hand toe overhead with an interesting exit with him bringing her down to his side as opposed to around the front and pushing her out.
Well, I must say Julie certainly looks much more relaxed tonight. She came out last night and looked so scared, and it is scary for any skater coming out for any international competition, but especially your first one.
Shane and Julie do not yet have the big ticket items as in a big throw triple or a big split triple twist in their repertoire, but they've got some sound basic aspects of pair skating a lot of the other teams here don't have. They've been skating well together, keeping the distance between them to a minimum, and that in the long run is what's going to make them a better team.
Well, although in the technical program they did have some mistakes and they are sitting in 12th position, I really feel that they are much better skaters than many of the teams ahead of them in terms of their basic skating skills. So I think with this performance they will be able to move up at least a couple of spots. however, look like they are tiring out here in the last half minute of the program.
Lawrenson and Shane Dennison of the Mariposa Figure Skating Club in Barrie, Ontario.
Here's the one-hand toe overhead, which they did early in the program. I like their basic position. He's nice and solid underneath her. She's got an excellent split with her legs and a nice variation on the dismount.
With a great extension right there. Look at that unison. It's beautiful.
The judges march for Julie Lawrenson.
Julie looks more relaxed now, and Shane is one of those guys that always seems to find the positive. Let's find out what the judges think.
4.4.
4-3 from the Canadian judge, Sally Rohorek, Germany, and the Ukraine up to 4.6s from Austria, Poland, and the United States. These two have been skating together for the last 3 years, and Lee Barkell, their coach, would like to see them improve their single skating, artistic impression marks, and they have first place ordinals from 4 judges and 4 second place ordinals, so perhaps they will move up from 12th place into the top 10. A Colorado landmark, the historic Broadmoor Hotel. When we return, Canada skates for a medal.
Representing Russia, a warm welcome now for Maria Petrova.
Well, here are the leaders. Last year's silver medalist, Maria Petrova and Anton Sikharulidze, clearly the best in the technical program, but even coach Nikolai Belikov admitted earlier that he's unsure of their conditioning at this altitude for the free skate.
Yes, he definitely did seem concerned today. Not only is the altitude a factor, but they had yet to have gone through this program entirely in the full week of training here. And they opened very strongly with side-by-side triple toe loops.
Back down the ice with a triple twist, not nearly as clean as the side-by-sides, but a nice element nonetheless.
What a great opening. There's a great throw triple Salchow. If they can hold this all the way through to the end of the program, they've got first place locked up.
going to make the same mistake they made last year, where the back half of the program really fell apart. They've skated extremely strong, and it's one of the few teams out here tonight that's had a real feel of togetherness about them, and that's paramount in pair skating.
Well, I think what has really helped them here is the design of their program. They came out very strong, did all their difficult elements first, so that they could kind of just cruise to the end of the program.
Two-time junior Russian champions, Maria Petrova and Anton Sikharulidze.
Here we see one of their throws. All of them were spectacular. It was a throw triple Czakó, and she hit every one of them just beautifully out there tonight.
Maria 16, Anton 17. They've shared the ice with the greats Mishkatunik and Dimitrov, Shishkova, Naumov, Bechki, Petrov in St. Petersburg, and they look like champions now too. Look at those technical merit marks, 5 4s, 5s, and 6s with their coach Nikolai Velikov. His wife Ludmila Velikova is the coach of Shishkova Naumov. Here are the artistic marks, up to 5 7s from the Austrian and Ukrainian judges. So the silver medalists last year look like they are on the verge of gold here in Colorado Springs.
Representing Canada.
In third place after the technical program, the World Junior Silver medalist from 2 years ago in Hull, Carolyn Haddad and Jean-Sebastien Fecteau of Montreal, hoping to use this competition as a stepping stone to their prime goal this season. That's a trip to Lillehammer and the Winter Games in Norway.
Well, Caroline and Jean-Sebastien really had a rough year last year, starting with her breaking her ankle at the beginning of the season. But they came back this summer and actually won 2 international competitions, so they're back on track. They opened with a split triple twist. It looked as though she touched down with her free foot there.
And a nice set of side-by-side double axles, which was the only element that they had difficulty with in their technical program. A nice sequence of a shortened death spiral right back up into a pair spin.
A little bit far forward there on the throw triple Czakó.
unfortunate fall on Carolyn's behalf on that double flip right at the very end of this 4-minute program, but as we've talked about, the altitude here is something that you can't take lightly, and it's tough to push a program of this length through at this height.
Canadian team members cheering them on and hoping that performance was good enough for a medal here in Colorado Springs. Carolyn Haddad, Jean-Sebastien Fecteau.
Well, here we're going to look at a replay of one of their side-by-side double axles. And that was the first one, which they did very cleanly. They had trouble with the second one, but that was nice.
The judges' marks for Carolyn Haddad.
Mentioned that they're hoping to go to Lillehammer. They were 7th at the senior championships last year at Canadians, just a week or two after she returned from the ankle injury. The marks start at the 4.8 from the French judge and go up to 5.3s from 3 of the judges for technical merit.
I think the one thing they're going to have to really improve on is not trying to outskate each other. They always try and push so hard, and it's something they've got to work towards working at skating together.
Richard Gauthier assessing the artistic marks. Second place ordinals from 8 of the 9 judges for Haddad and Fecteau. And so they win the silver medal for the second time in 3 years, for the 14th time in the last 17 years. A Russian pair at the top, Petrova and Sikharulidze, while the Ukrainians take the bronze medal. Our other Canadian results: Julie Lawrenson, Shane Dennison finished 10th, Jennifer Pregnolato and Sebastian Morin are 13th. Dad and Jean-Sebastien Fecteau return to the junior world medal podium, capping a successful comeback from her broken ankle a year ago. Carolyn Jean-Sebastien, world junior silver medalist for the second time in 3 years. Historic ice that has produced so many champions at a landmark in a majestic setting amidst the Rockies, known worldwide simply as the Broadmoor. A launch pad for skating success. Soon it will be no more. The arena, just a small part of the huge Broadmoor complex, was converted from a polo field and equestrian academy in 1938 when lessons were much cheaper. 5 world championships and several United States nationals have been held at the Broadmoor, host to stars such as Dick Button, the effervescent Peggy Fleming, stylish Dorothy Hamill. A who's who list of figure skaters brought their magic to the Broadmoor. Its aura and charm inspired succeeding generations of skaters to greater heights. Minneapolis native Jill Trenery, who made the Broadmoor her home base, rues the rink's imminent closing.
And I really don't believe that there's any other club in the whole United States or maybe the world that can hang those kind of flags with all those champions, Olympic, world, and national champions. So I think it's really sad because it's an institution. It's been here for years and years, and you just can't tear something down and not have a new arena to replace it immediately, or else, you know, it's going to die. So my main concern is that they do get a rink up quickly so we can continue the tradition.
That tradition is very much on the mind of Stephen Bartolin, president of the Broadmoor. However, other factors figure more heavily in the closing.
You don't make decisions like that lightly. I have great respect for the heritage of this property, and it's important to keep that. But when you weigh not just the economics of it, but just some safety issues and the physical structure problems that were associated with that, our decision became pretty clear at that point. But like I say, I'm real pleased we're behind the effort to build a new facility, a new Broadmoor World Arena, as it'll be called, just a couple of miles here from the property. So we'll keep that tradition alive.
Renowned coach Carlo Fassi, skating director at the Broadmoor for more than 2 decades, enjoys many fond memories of the rink, to him a skating mecca.
What it makes it special is because all the tradition, they have 5 World Championships, 3 Junior World Championships, and so many ice show, and really all this all together in this beautiful surrounding, the hotels, the rink so close. This one is to me like Wimbledon and for tennis, and I don't know, some special place that unfortunately we will now, I think here they will have an arena like everybody else. And this was really special, really different.
You can never bring back what once was. A rink's legend is established, then fades away. Soon the spotlight on a skating treasure will be forever dimmed.
Nothing can ever replace that old, wonderful rink to me, in my eyes. And I don't even like to think about really the day that it's going to be torn down. I think for a lot of us it's really going to be sad. A lot of tears, I'm sure.
back to the bright lights of an arena playing host to its third Junior Worlds.
The next competitor, representing
18-year-old Jeffrey Langdon of Smith Falls, Ontario, in the Mariposa, was shooting for gold here in Colorado Springs. Didn't have a bad technical program, but he dropped to 7th place. And as his teammates cheer him on, he still hopes for a medal and wants to at least match last year's 5th place finish. I chatted with him earlier today. He says the key to the program is making contact with the judges in the first 15 to 30 seconds, something that he never could do 2 years ago. He was scared to look at the panel.
Well, what Jeff needs out here today, if he hopes to make that top 5, is a very aggressive and strong skate, because there are a lot of very strong skaters ahead of him.
He settles into this program with a nice axel half loop triple sow combination.
The next jump plan he's been having a lot of difficulties with this week, the triple axel. You can see he really got in on a bad lean in the middle of the air there and just couldn't recover. That was a very difficult combination he attempted there. A triple toe loop, half loop into a triple loop. Very difficult.
Off the top of this program that Jeffrey had to be aggressive out here, and I think he has attempted to attack this program as well as can be expected. It's just that I don't know if the program itself is a powerful enough vehicle for him. We're going to see some other men come out here and really charge out here, and I'm wondering, although he's had some success with this program, he did win the Neville Horn this summer, but I question whether it's got enough drive behind him.
Isn't going well for him. That's his third fall. He has landed some very nice triples, but also had his problems as well.
So when you stack it up against some of the other performances that we're going to see, there's men coming out here that are going to lay down 5 and 6 triples tonight.
You could also see him kind of sucking air there at the very end. Remember, the altitude is very high here, 6,200 feet, and the skaters have really had difficulties adjusting to that here. Here's that difficult combination that Jeffrey tried. He starts with a triple toe loop into a double toe loop and goes up into a triple loop, and he's just not over top of himself and can't get his free leg out in time to land.
The judges' marks for
with Coach Robert Tebby, and Jeffrey going through something I guess all skaters do, the dreaded slump, because when he did tour Europe this year, that triple axel was automatic, but it just has abandoned him the last couple of months, and there you see the marks in a range up to 5.1 from Sweden and Switzerland, but as low as 4.6. The artistic mark should come up, but Jeffrey Langdon has a couple of third-place ordinals, but his dream of a medal, even a top-5 finish, doesn't look good with those marks.
The next competitor, representing Japan, please welcome Naoki Shigematsu.
Into the final group of skaters, and in 6th place, the Japanese junior champion Naoki Shigematsu of Chiba, a city which will play host to the '94 World Championships. When I asked Japanese officials if Naoki thought he could get a medal here, they said he thought he could win when he came to Colorado Springs.
Well, Naoki is the type of skater who isn't the most exciting to watch, but he's a very consistent jumper, and he also just goes out there and he gets the job done. He's opening with the triple lutz, just like that.
I think he saw those boards coming up fast, as you mentioned in our opening, Barb.
Music here from On Golden Pond and now Rocky. And I have to comment on the fact that as a junior, sometimes skaters go out, they pick 3 pieces of music that they like, they put them together and think it's a program. And it's not really till the senior levels that they really grasp the true concept of a program.
think we're seeing a little bit of fatigue here. Like I said earlier, he goes out, he does the jumps, he's not overly exciting, but he gets the job done.
Yes, in keeping with the music, it was a bit of a rocky finish for Naoki Shigematsu.
Here's a look at a beautiful triple flip. This jump is quite clean in execution, and the thing that hurt him was the lack of combinations in the performance.
5.2.
And while you saw the replay, it almost looked like Naoki was going to pass out in the kiss and cry. But those marks for technical merit are respectable. 5.2 up to 5.4 from the Japanese judge. I mentioned his hometown is Chiba. Same hometown as Rina Inui, who's expected to be a factor in the junior ladies event. There are the artistic impression marks. He has a first place ordinal from Austria, but a fifth place mark from Sweden. And that moves Shigematsu of Japan into first place. And he could be on track for a medal as some of his countrymen enjoy the festive atmosphere of the Broadmoor. Welcome back to the Broadmoor as the junior men skate for medals.
Representing
the hometown favorite is Jere Michael, born in Aspen, a high school student in Colorado Springs, lives just 5 minutes away from the rink. And he was telling us he's enjoying his first international on familiar ice, trying to move up from 5th place into the medals.
We'll see just how comfortable Jere is in his home rink. He's opening here with a triple loop. Whoa, he looked way off center there. And that was planned to be a triple Lutz and turned into a double. Again, I'm not seeing any attack from Jere. In the elimination round, he came out here and turned it on, did almost every triple.
This is certainly not the type of performance we saw Jere deliver in the qualifying round. He's hardly smiled throughout this entire performance. That was one of the nice things about his skate in qualifying, was that he seemed to be so into it, so relaxed, really enjoying the experience. He's out here tonight, and I think it's a classic case of too much thinking and not enough doing.
There's the triple Lutz. He needed that one. You try, your legs just
aren't there. And I have a feeling that is the case here for Jere, although in the last minute or so, he's just ripped off a nice triple lutz and a triple flip. So he's really come back here a little bit.
Well, Paulie did tell us earlier today that the altitude wasn't going to bother him nor the size of the rink, and he is showing that he is well conditioned.
Well, certainly the very last minute of the program was the best.
It seemed to take him a while to really settle down out there, and it almost looked as though he finally at one point just got mad at himself and said, hey, I haven't done anything yet, and it's time to do something. And being in as good a shape as he is, he pulls it off.
Kind of had the expression on his face like, where was that the first 3 minutes? But it may be enough for a medal. Those fans certainly hope so for Jere Michael, 5th after the technical program.
Here's a look at a very interesting variation on a sit spin. Instead of keeping the foot in front, he brings it around, tucks it around, and very unusual to see.
The judges' marks for Jere Michael.
His coach, Krisztina Czakó, mentioned that she liked it after the first 90 seconds. Jere training with Scott Davis, the U.S. champion, who he says is most influential in his career. There are the technical merit marks, 4.9 from the Czech judge, but up to 5.4. The judge from Italy, and now the important artistic marks in a wide range there. A first place ordinal from Austria, 7th place from Switzerland, 6th from Australia, and Jere Michael is now in 2nd place. Naoki Shigematsu remains the leader.
The next competitor, representing the
Last to skate, the leader from the United States, Michael Weiss, and considering the way everyone else has skated, Michael is in a commanding position here. Last year, he went from 7th to the silver in Seoul, a great free skater.
Well, in the technical program, Michael came out and performed the only triple axel of the competition, knowing that nobody else was going to try it. He didn't need it. It was a real risk, but he said that he needed it to gain the experience in front of the judges for when he goes to the national senior level. Here is that triple axel. And he lands it.
I don't think we've seen a competitor on the ice tonight with that kind of smile.
No, it's been one of those nights. Oh.
Difficulty on that triple flip attempt. And it's not unusual to see that, especially in a junior. They come out, they lay in a gorgeous, difficult jump like a triple axel, and they get so pumped up that the next jump goes out the window.
There, he laid in a great triple lutz. He should be fine now.
He's one of the few men that has really got some feel for his music. There's another gorgeous triple lutz jump, and the way I sense that is you can feel the energy coming like out of the ends of his fingertips, which tells you he really is listening to and trying to move to the music that's playing.
And it's so nice to see a skater relax out there with an actual smile on their face. there might not possibly be a spot for him on this year's Olympic team.
Well, that would be a very optimistic and high achievement for him, because in talking to him, he only wanted to get to seniors this year and make an impression, but he's certainly looking as though he's definitely thinking about skating with the big leagues.
No need to wait for the marks. There's your 94 junior men's world champion, Michael Weiss of the United States.
Here we take a look at what great skating is all about. When you can see a junior pull off a jump of this quality, that's something to get excited about. Beautiful triple axel.
And the only one of the competition.
That was fun. The judges' marks for Michael Weiss.
With Coach Audrey Weisiger from Fairfax, Virginia. Look at these marks clearly.
5.6, 5.5,
at the top of this group, 5.8 from Australia and 5.7s on the board too. His mom and dad, gymnastic coaches. Dad went to the '64 Olympics. The artistic impression marks, it's unanimous. 9 first-place ordinals. Michael Weiss of the United States, silver medalist last year, is the junior world champion. Michael joins the likes of American junior world champions Christopher Bowman, Paul Wiley, and Todd Eldridge. Shigematsu moves from 6th to the silver medal. Jerry Michael, a bronze for the States. Jeffrey Langdon, a top 10 finish for Canada, giving Canada 2 skaters at next year's Junior Worlds. Michael Weiss, the 1994 junior men's gold medalist.
Well, Michael Weiss, you said when you went into the technical program, you weren't going to hold back, and you didn't either tonight. Congratulations.
Thank you very much. I decided that after doing a clean short program like I did, that there was no reason for me not to go in there and just tear them up, and that's what I did. I went in there, I tried everything, and I just had a good time.
You're in pretty good company. Christopher Bowman has won the junior men's, Todd Eldridge, Paul Wiley. Your thoughts on being in select company?
It's great to be mentioned in the same sentence with all those people. You know, they're all such great skaters, and you know, at nationals this year, I will be competing against all of them because they're coming out of retirement and stuff like that. So it'll just be a great experience, and I've had a great time here so far.
Yeah, one guy in particular is coming out of retirement. Brian Boitano better get ready, right?
I don't know. I hope so. You know, I just want to go there at the nationals this year and have a good time and show them that I will be a contending senior, you know, in the next couple of years, and hopefully just go in there, skate clean, and just show them that someday they're going to have to look out for me.
You've always worked with Audrey Weisiger in Fairfax, Virginia. I guess there's been opportunities to skate in clubs where there were more than one star. This is obviously working for you.
I feel that, you know, the one-on-one relationship, I have a great relationship with my coach. It's like a mother-daughter, I mean, a mother-son relationship. You know, I've grown up with her. You know, I spend a lot of time with her day in and day out. And I feel that the relationship that we've developed is better than anything I can find anywhere else, so I'm going to stick with what I have here.
It's obviously working. Congratulations once again.
Thank you.
Currently on the ice, warming up.
The ice dancers warming up for the free dance portion of their competition. But the rich skating history of Colorado Springs extends well beyond the Broadmoor rink to the site of the World Figure Skating Museum and Hall of Fame. This facility honors those from around the world who have contributed to the development of figure skating throughout the past century. Canadians are featured prominently here. Barbara Ann Scott, Barbara Wagner and Bob Paul, and my colleagues Barbara Underhill and Paul Martini. Assembled in the hall, the world's largest gathering of art and memorabilia. An extensive collection of skating costumes, treasured artifacts, rare medals, trophies of days gone by. One of the highlights of the museum's large assemblage of fine art, a recent addition, a bronze sculpture by Douglas Taylor Gebler. The Death Spiral is the first in a series planned by the artist. It was inspired by a scintillating performance of Barbara and Paul.
We realized the Death Spiral would be lovely to do, but didn't quite know how to do it in bronze until we saw the tape of Underhill and Martini do their rendition of the Death Spiral.
And when we studied that tape and we saw Barbara Underhill go down to the ice and put her head on the ice, when she came up and there was snow in her hair, we realized that that was it. that that was our sculpture. We realized that we could put it together technically now because we had the ability for her to connect to the ice and float her figure over nothing. And that was the perfect moment for us.
Well, Barb, I'm always flattered when someone comes up to us and gives us a compliment on our skating, but to have inspired someone to do a bronze is a compliment of the highest order. And speaking of compliments, the Americans are very deserving of them here in the men's event. Michael Weiss looks like a senior in capturing gold, and Jerry Michael is someone to look for in the future in taking the bronze. Our own Canadian men had the potential to be amongst the leaders, but they just didn't deliver here in Colorado Springs.
Well, Paul, that's the story in the men's. The dance is a little bit different. Since the beginning of this event in 1978, the Russians have won the dance event every single year. However, this year could be the exception, with Nowak and Kolosinski taking over the lead after the original dance. Now, there was a lot of movement in the original dance, which sets up a very exciting free dance. Our Canadian team of Lausanne and Lefebvre are sitting in third spot with a very strong free dance. I think anything can happen here in this ice dance.
A warm welcome now for
Two Canadian couples are entered in the ice dance competition. Here are Angelic Monte, 16 years of age, from Chateauguay, Quebec, and 18-year-old Jonathan Lapointe of Repentigny. They are in 16th place after the original dance.
Angelique and Jonathan had a few anxious moments upon arriving here in Colorado when they realized that all of their music had been left on the plane in Chicago. The airline, thank goodness, located it and sent it to them the next day. I think all skaters have that fear. That's why I always let you handle the music, Paul.
Someone has to take care of the ship.
Well, I've been watching this team here in practice, and I think this is probably the most comfortable that I've seen them look on the ice so far.
It's certainly a strong performance. They had no mistakes, skated strongly throughout the entire program. And for them, it's an experience and one that they're going to take home and grow from.
The Canadian novice silver medalists in 1993, Angelic Monte and Jonathan Lapointe.
The judges' marks for Angelic Monte and Jonathan Lapointe.
With coach Eric Gillies, who has quite a stable of dancers in Boucherville. 23 couples he is working with.
4.0.
There are the technical merit marks, 3.9 up to 4.5.
4.5.
Angelique, 16 from Chateauguay, and Jonathan, an 18-year-old from Rapotany.
And their marks for artistic impression.
And now the artistic impression marks.
4.0.
You can see the ordinals, 6 first-place ordinals, a couple of seconds, and a third so far as they hope to move up from 16th place after the original dance.
The next couple representing Canada. Please welcome.
Going for Canada's third ice dance medal in 5 years at the Junior Worlds. Here are Chantal Lefebvre and Patrice Lauzon, and a big cheering section of teammates on hand. Quite a story. They got together 8 months ago, and they could be on the verge of a Junior World medal. They're in third place after the original dance.
Well, I've been extremely impressed with this team all week long. With such little experience, they have just showed so much promise. Unfortunate. Now the job here is to try and get back into the free dance as quickly as possible. Well, I've seen this free dance skated much better than they did here tonight, unfortunately. They came out, the first part of the free dance was very smooth, but after the fall, it just seemed like they tensed right up and they just couldn't relax into the last minute of the program.
Well, there were some qualities about this team that will certainly not go unnoticed, and that was their flow and speed and their use of their knees in this free dance. I really thought they were an exceptionally smooth team. As you watch this replay, upon watching it initially, I was so busy watching the upper bodies, I didn't even look at his feet.
Oh, it was her foot.
Yeah, she turns and catches her left edge, tumbling down in front of him.
What a shame. This team has been practicing so well all week.
The judges' marks for
with Coach Eric Gillies last year. Patrice was here, finished 12th with Marissa Gravino. This year, the new partner and a chance for a medal, and there are the first set of marks for technical merit.
5.1.
And with that mistake, perhaps not too bad considering.
And their marks for artistic compression.
And now the artistic marks come up, and they have a 4th place ordinal from Germany, 2 2nd place ordinals, 6 1st place ordinals, so the medal hope is still there. They are in 1st place with 3 couples to go. As evening sets in, the Christmas lights, another holiday tradition at the Broadmoor.
A warm welcome now.
Well, this is the couple that could take the medal away from Canada, skating for France, Agnes Jacquemart and Alexis Gayet. They were ahead of Lefebvre and Lausanne after the compulsories, but dropped back after the original dance. They are the French junior champions in 4th place.
After watching the performance of Chantal and Patrice, who gave us a very sophisticated approach to their free dance, you contrast it with this rather Spike Jones-like performance, and it's one of the aspects that makes ice dancing so interesting and yet difficult for the judges to evaluate in terms of your own personal preference and what you'd like best.
The skating, I'd have to put Chantal and Patrice ahead simply because they are better skaters. But with this performance here, it was a good performance, I think, overall, and it's up to the judges now as to how they're going to evaluate this.
Agnes Jacquemart and Alexis Gayet of Lyon, the junior champions of France.
The judges' marks for Agnes Jacquemart and Alexis Gayet for technical merit.
Well, let's find out if the judges have seated the French couple ahead of Canada. Well, the first set of marks that come up would certainly indicate that, and we could have deja vu here. Last year, a French couple nudged Canada. Hollett and Chouinard off the medal podium, and they settled for 4th place. Here are the artistic marks, and they have first place marks from 8 of the 9 judges. Only the Canadian judge, William McLaughlin, has them seated behind Lausanne and Lefebvre. So right now it does not look good for Canada's medal hopes as they drop into second with 2 couples left.
The next couple, representing Russia, please welcome
Here are the defending champions from Russia, whose title defense is in jeopardy here in Colorado Springs. Ekaterina Svarina, Sergei Sanovsky dropped into second place after the original dance.
Well, this is certainly one of the most mature and sophisticated teams in this competition, and I think we're going to see a further extension of that in this free dance. Of this couple. They go from position to position with hardly a glitch.
Defending champions Sergei Sanovsky and Ekaterina Svarina.
Well, Paul, as you mentioned, certainly very, very smooth, mature-looking team. I think a much more theatrical look of the free dance as we're going to see that from the Polish.
Well, emotion is certainly a part of ice dancing, and I thought this team did an excellent job of working to their music at all times. They changed emotion as the music changed, and it was definitely a complete package from beginning to end.
The judges' marks for
with their coach, Viktor Kudryavtsev. These two skate out of the Central Army Club in Moscow. And the marks up to a 5.7 from the Russian judge, but a solid set of marks right across the board for technical merit.
5.5. And their marks for artistic impression.
Now the artistic impression marks. The American judge at 5.0. And they have 3 second-place ordinals and 6 first-place ordinals. So the gold medal and Russian domination in this event very much on the line. More art on ice from the Broadmoor when we return. Merry Christmas and welcome back to the 94 Junior Worlds in Colorado Springs.
Please welcome Sylvia Novak and Sebastian Kolesic.
Last skaters are the leaders from Poland, and history in the making here. Poland has never won a gold medal at the Junior World Championships. Sylvia Novak and Sebastian Kolesic can change that here.
Well, they're in a position where they're going to have to definitely rise to the occasion if they hope to remain in first place. They couldn't avoid seeing the marks that the Soviets have posted and probably saw the last bit of their performance, so they do know how well they've skated and therefore know that they're also going to have to skate a performance of their lives.
Well, as we can see already, it's a real contrast to the Russian free dance, whereas the Russian free dance was very theatrical. This one is very light and dancey.
Already, Barb, I feel as though the outcome of this event is going to send a definite message to the dance community. As you mentioned, the Russian performance was very theatrical. This is definitely dancing to the beat of the music, and I think the result of this event is going to be important to ice dancing around the world.
But in this sport, it's just so difficult to judge because of the fact that everybody has their own opinion, and we'll just have to wait and see what the judges think.
Paul, you talked about the message. It almost seems like the message has already gone out to the junior ice dance community. We saw very few, if any, Duchesne-like programs here.
Yes, the word theatrical is gone from most of these performances. They're rather mechanical, in my opinion. They are definitely skating to the beat of the music, which was the desire of the International Skating Union when they put the new rules into effect.
Well, the issue of the moment, though, was that enough to win Poland its first gold medal? Or will Russian domination in the sport continue? The technical merit marks 5-3 up to 5-6 as they're greeted by Maria Olzowska-Lelankevich, the coach. They've also worked with Natalia Linachuk for a month and a half in Austria to get ready. Here come the second set of marks and first place ordinals from 6 of the judges, even though they have 2 third place ordinals. They are gold medalists. There's the reaction. Sylvia, the first to realize that Poland has won its first gold medal at the Junior World Championships. An historic time for the Polish as they have two in the top five. Filipowicz and Zumski also finishing fifth. Last year's gold medalists take the silver. The French get the bronze just ahead of Lefebvre and Lausanne. That fall was a costly one. Monte and Lapointe finished 16th.
Well, Barb, we've certainly had a great week here in Colorado Springs, and it was nice to see some surprises in the ice dance event.
Well, unfortunately, our Canadians did not have a great day, but on a positive note, I think we saw a glimpse at a very promising career. In the past few years, there's been a movement in the ice dance world to take ice dancing back to its more traditional form, more dance, less theatrics. And I think today, by awarding the Polish team the gold medal, who I felt were not the strongest team, I think the judges sent a very clear message. This is what they want to see now and for the future of ice dancing.
Well, Barb, there was some strength in the ladies' event as well. We saw it in the technical program, and I think going into these longs, we're going to see some excellent skating. The girl to beat is definitely Michelle Kwan. She's come out here and has looked flawless all week. From Jennifer Robinson of Canada, who's currently in 10th place, I think with a good skate, she should stay right there. But we can't overlook the potential and talent of the skaters such as Irina Slutskaya and Tanja Szewczenko.
Canada's Jennifer Robinson also hoping to impress the judges, who, as Jean Semth explains, are always watching.
At a competition like Junior Worlds, there is a very large entry with skaters from a number of different countries. Many of these skaters have never been seen in international competition. The International Skating Union's age requirements state that a junior must be at least the age of 12 and cannot be over 17 or 18, depending on the category. In order to get to know all these young skaters, it becomes very important for judges to attend the practices. There are many reasons why a judge should watch practices. First, judges want to be able to identify skaters, put names to the competitors' faces before judging them. It's important all skaters have an equal chance to be known, not just skaters who might have reputations from previous competitions. With an extra large entry, as here in Colorado Springs, this is a major task. Next, judges want to be familiar with the standard of skating they are likely to see in the event. What caliber of skating does today's junior present? This is important because judges must first evaluate these skaters in qualifying rounds to determine who should be in the final. It's also important for judges to assess elements and programs to ensure they conform to this year's rules as specified by the International Skating Union. For example, in the original dance this season, the chosen rhythm is the rumba. It's critical for the judges to listen to the music in advance to see if, in fact, it is a rumba and not a samba or a cha-cha. A judge during the competition has too many other things to consider to be worried about whether the music is correct. Judges also want to identify in advance any different elements which could be given credit if done during the competition. For instance, a pair may present a new lift or a variation on an old one. It's vital to study this lift in advance, understand the difficulty factor, so proper credit can be given on the day of the competition if it's performed well. There is a perception by some that when judges go to practices, they are there to prejudge the event. Nothing could be further from the truth. In fact, the skaters rarely perform in competition the same way they do in practice. Some are better, some are worse. To prejudge is not only unfair to the skaters, it simply is not helpful to the judge's task, that being to place the skaters in an order based on their performance during the actual competition.
The next competitor.
Well, Gene, the best indication of the quality of competition and the difficulty the judges have in assessing skaters is Canada's Jennifer Robinson. The Windsor native had a clean technical program, but she is in 10th place. On another day, that technical performance might have had her in reach of the medals, but she is, considering all of this, a positive experience.
Well, I've been very impressed with Jennifer's approach this week. She's been extremely confident, very positive. She came through the initial round and the technical program with flying colors, and hopefully it's going to carry through here in the long program.
of Jennifer's more difficult combinations in this program, a triple sow double toe. Triple toe jump. Watch this performance relative to her performance in the qualifying. This one is lacking zip and energy. She really came out here in the hard fall on that attempt to triple. But the spark isn't there, and you have to remember that these women have been here for well over a week. And it could be the fact that you're on display for that long, that drains on you, and she's just hasn't got the zip that she initially had. Well, unfortunately, when Jennifer missed that triple sow combination early in the program, that was her only attempt at a combination with a triple in it. And again, this field, as you mentioned earlier, Barb and Chris, it's not going to hold up because we're going to see a lot of triple combinations in this competition.
Well, as well, Jennifer has 2 triples in her repertoire, whereas many of the skaters here have 4 or 5. Here's a look at that triple sow cow attempt. She doesn't quite get up into the air, and there's no way she can complete that rotation. But she really needed every one of her triples in order to make any sort of an impact here. And it just wasn't one of those days for Jennifer.
That was the one nice triple that she did do, a very nice triple toe.
Hi, everybody in Windsor, and everybody from Riverside.
The judges' marks for Jennifer Robinson.
Jennifer with her coach here, Robert Tebby. And while we were watching the replay, she did say hi to all her family in Windsor. And the technical marks go up to a 4.9 from the Finnish judge. She was 11th at the Senior Nationals last year, sure to move up, and there are the artistic marks which do come up. She has a couple of second-place ordinals, and in fact, she is seated second at the moment as she tries to maintain a top 10 position here in her first Junior World Championship.
Representing Russia, please welcome Irina Slutskaya.
In third place after the technical program, 14-year-old Irina Slutskaya of Moscow. She was 8th in Hull. A couple of years ago. Only 2 Russian women have ever won this competition. Tatiana Andreeva in 1985 here in Colorado Springs, Natalia Gorbenko in 86, but she is very much in the hunt for gold.
Well, as we watch this performance, this young lady is going to try every triple in the book, aside from a triple axel, which you very rarely see from the women.
triples, the triple flip. Wow, that was spot on. She missed that triple in the elimination round as well. Got too close to the boards and couldn't hold on to the landing.
Well, as Irina finishes up the final spin of this 3.5-minute program, with her skating second in this final group of 6, it's hard to say whether that performance is going to keep her in 3rd place, but it certainly was a strong performance, as the only element she missed was the triple Lutz.
I've been extremely impressed with Irina all week. She's been one of the most consistent skaters here. Here's a look at her triple loop. Just a perfect position in the air.
Textbook.
Can't say anything bad about that jump.
Here we see her final combination, which was a triple sow, double loop, half hop, up into a double sow cow. And that was about the 3:15 mark of this program.
The judges' marks for Irina Slutskaya.
The fresh young face of Irina Slutskaya. Now, the Russian team trained prior to Colorado Springs for a week in Pueblo, Colorado, and that seemed to help Irina with her stamina. The marks, look at the 4.8 on the board, but up to a 5.6 from the Croatian judge, so a big spread technical merit-wise.
5.5.
Now the artistic mark, she has 5 first-place ordinals, 3 seconds, and a 4th from Great Britain. But Irina Slutskaya of Russia is the leader with 3 skaters to go. Coming up next, the German ladies champion, Tanja Szewczenko, when we return.
Competitor representing Germany. Please welcome Tanja
Well, after
Szewczenko.
beating Oksana Baiul at the Nations Cup, I think Tanja Szewczenko was the favorite coming into this competition. She had a strong technical program and stands 3rd, but when I saw her outside an hour ago getting ready, she looked like she had the weight of the world on her shoulders. I guess when you beat Baiul, you're supposed to win here.
Well, she's had a lot on her mind, and most notably has been an injury to her left ankle. We watched her practice earlier, and it's been something that's been nagging her all week. I think it's one of those injuries where she just simply hasn't got a lot of faith in it, never knowing whether it's really going to be there when she needs it.
close. Actually, we've seen her try it all week, and I'm surprised she tried it here today because I have never seen her land it.
Triple loop double toe combination, and it finally gets a smile out of Tanja, because usually she's one of those skaters who can really light up the audience, but this is an effort for her. I think she's hurting as she's skating this performance, and it certainly is a gutsy attempt on her behalf. Picked up in the last couple of minutes of the program here. There's a real spark out there with most of these women, but you have to wonder if fatigue is really playing a role here, because most of these women have been here for at least a week prior to this long program skate. That's a long time to sit around and wait to compete.
Last year's bronze medalist Tanja Szewczenko of Germany, the 16-year-old from Dusseldorf, hoping to hang on for a medal.
Here's one of her nicest elements, a beautiful triple loop double toe combination. Really nicely done.
Here's a triple toe combination. She gets really good height, nice tight air position, straight up into the second jump. She had no problem at all on that.
The judges' marks for Tanja
with Coach
Szewczenko.
Peter Meyer. She trains along with Marina Kielman and showed some of the Kielman resolve during the latter part of that program. And the technical merit marks up to a 5.7 from the Croatian judge.
And her marks for artistic impression.
And now the artistic impression marks, and there are 3 first-place ordinals, but also 2 fifth-place marks, one from Britain, one from Poland, and Szewczenko's been seated behind Slutskaya, and that may not be enough for a medal.
The next competitor, representing the United States, Michelle Kwan.
Here's the leader from the United States, 4'9", 77-pound, 13-year-old Michelle Kwan of Los Angeles. And she has been a sensation all week, just about perfect in qualifying and practice and in the technical program. Can she do it here in the free skate?
Well, she's probably one of the best conditioned skaters here. She's been running through her program perfectly all week long. We'll see if she can do it again here today. triple is a flip. Perfect.
Even little things like that stroking where she does the little hops and turns shows a skater of higher quality than just doing straight cross cuts. And when you match it up with triple lutz, double toe like that, gotta like it.
She's skating to a very powerful piece of music. It's from The Man from Snowy River, and that's the first jump I think I've seen her miss all week.
Her coach in the trench coat, Frank Carroll, giving her some words of advice at this point.
triple lutz. She's amazing. I don't know, Paul, but I think we're seeing shades of Krisztina Yamaguchi here.
Well, as the program progressed, I liked the way it was laid out. Frank Carroll has given Michelle a program which lets her demonstrate her jumping ability in the first part, then lets us see some emotion and some feeling as she goes through the slow section of the program, and then takes it home with a couple of big triples in the final 45 seconds of the program.
What I liked was that she never really rushed. She was always very well finished throughout the program, took her time. Here's a look at her opening triple flip. She has a good tight rotation in the air and a smile on the landing.
This is Michelle's opening combination, which was a triple lutz, double toe with a little half turn in between. There's the triple lutz, little half turn there, and up into the double toe.
5.5, 5.6, 5.7.
Frank Carroll and 13-year-old Michelle Kwan assessing the technical merit marks.
And your marks for artistic impression.
Up to a 5.8, and here come the artistic marks, and full agreement on the judges panel so far. 9 first-place ordinals. Michelle Kwan could become the 8th American to win the junior world title. A 5.9 from the Croatian judge for artistic impression.
You know it was great.
Hungary's Krisztina Czakó, another bright light of junior skating when we return.
Next competitor, representing Hungary, please welcome Krisztina Czakó.
Krisztina Czakó is the last competitor in second place after the technical program. Hungary has never won a medal in the singles event at the Junior Worlds. She's in pursuit of a medal and perhaps gold, but she'll have to be flawless to beat Michelle Kwan.
Well, what a great improvement we've seen in this skater over the last year. She's added some elements to her repertoire, the triple flip, and this triple-triple combination, the only one we'll see in the competition. Wow, that was incredible. Unfortunately, she doubled. That was supposed to be a triple flip.
layback position as she was gliding down the ice, just steps forward right up into that jump. Living Without You to Phantom of the Opera. It just doesn't quite work for me. And for Phantom of the Opera to disco pop, there's a real problem here, and I think it's not her fault, it's her coach's fault, because a coach for a skater at the junior level should be making even more input into a skater's music selection, because they simply don't have the background as to what a good program should consist of.
Well, she certainly came out strong. She faltered a little bit after that and sort of died a little bit towards at the end, but I think we're seeing a skater that's showing a lot of promise, and she's going to really do something, possibly even this year at the world level.
Here's the strongest element of her program. Beautiful triple toe combination, as Barb mentioned, the only one in the competition. Here's a replay of that interesting entrance into her double axel. Nice layback position, steps forward, right up into the double axel. That shows control.
The judges' marks for Krisztina Czakó.
15 years of age from Budapest, and she's come a long way from the young lady who did not qualify for the free skate in Hull 2 years ago. The technical merit marks up to the 5.8 from the Croatian judge, who's been high all day, but those marks do not appear to be any threat to Michelle Kwan. As we see the artistic impression mark, she does have a first place ordinal from 2 of the judges, but also a 5th place mark from the Canadian judge. And Krisztina Czakó will place second behind the new junior world champion, Michelle Kwan of the United States. So a 13-year-old from Los Angeles, California is the 94 junior world champion. Irina Slutskaya, a surprising bronze medal for Russia ahead of the German ladies champion, Tanja Szewczenko, a 10th place for Canada. And a few words from the new junior world champion, Michelle Kwan, when we return to Colorado Springs.
Yeah. She was right behind you.
Michelle Kwan of the United States receiving her junior world gold medal from Olaf Paulsson, the president of the International Skating Union, and she joins the likes of Kristi Yamaguchi, Tiffany Chin, Rosalind Sumners, and Elaine Zayak as Americans who have won this event. Krisztina Czakó, the first ever from Hungary to take a medal in singles at the junior level. And Irina Slutskaya, perhaps the biggest surprise here, the 14-year-old from Moscow on the podium ahead of German ladies champion Tanja Szewczenko. But just the beginning for these three. Michelle Kwan receiving congratulations from the president of the U.S. Figure Skating Association, Claire Ferguson. She's set to take on Nancy Kerrigan and Tanya Harding next month at the U.S. Nationals, while Krisztina Czakó and Irina Slutskaya could face German champion Szewczenko, world champion Oksana Bayul, and the 2-time Olympic gold medalist Katarina Witt at the Europeans in Copenhagen next month.
Junior figure skating champions.
Michelle Kwan, Frank Carroll, congratulations. Michelle, you've joined some pretty elite company, American skaters who have won the junior women's title, like Kristi Yamaguchi. Your thoughts on that?
I'm really happy I got first, and I just try to skate my best, and that's all that counts.
Frank, she was almost letter perfect all week. The only problem we saw was on the loop jump. What advice did you have for her then?
Well, fortunately, she stopped right in front of me. She missed the triple toe, the first one, and I said, all right, nothing else misses from here on. And she was right in front of me so she could hear me. And she had another triple toe, which she completed later in the program.
Well, it's obvious she does as she's told. Next up, I know there's been a lot of speculation, a lot of excitement about you going to the U.S. Nationals and maybe the Olympics. What are your thoughts on that?
Well, I haven't been concentrating on the Olympics. It's just that I just can't think on it. Or if I think I'm going to make it to the Olympics, I'll be like having a heart attack before I even go out there and skate.
But Frank, it seems like she has the talent to go.
Well, she has a chance, yes, but we never count our chickens before they're hatched. And, you know, she has to go there and skate well and earn the spot. And that's what we're concentrating on, going there to skate well and not worry too much about what the outcome is.
Well, let's allow you to savor this. Congratulations. It was a terrific performance.
Thank you.
And a terrific week. Barb?
Well, certainly Michelle Kwan's performance was one of the major highlights here this week. The other highlight came from her American teammate, Michael Weiss. And when you think back to last season's World Championships in Prague, when the American team was so devastated by being shut out of the medals, I think the future is looking very bright for them again.
Well, the future for Canada doesn't look too bad either, Barb. We get a top 10 finish in both the men's and ladies event, which enables the country to send 2 entries in each of those disciplines next year. I think the most interesting and brightest part of the week for the Canadians is the new dance team of Lefebvre and Lausanne, who, although they missed a medal and finished 4th, are someone to look for in the future. The highlight for Canada, however, is the silver medal from Haddad and Fecteau, who give us a medal for the 1994 Junior World Figure Skating Championships. Chris?
Well, Paul, it's been fun watching the stars of the future as we start a new season of skating. In fact, many of them are the stars of today. We also saw the broad spectrum of international skating here at the Junior Worlds. 8 different countries represented on the medal podium, including a silver for Canada's Haddad and Fecteau in the pairs competition. Well, we hope you enjoyed our coverage of the Junior World Championships here in Colorado Springs, and trust your holiday season has been a good one so far. Coming up next week, we'll have an encore presentation of the 93